All right, detail community, we are back, and it has been about 2 weeks since we did the install. We have the clean by pan on the driver's side. In the middle, we have HCC from Undrdog, and on the left, we have DIY Detail, the 8-year pro grade coating. As you can see, my car has seen better days. Definitely has its fill of water spots. You can see the tape lines right here, kind of showing what it would look like if it wasn't coated. It would be in way worse shape. So I would say this is going to be a good test. And this is the non-coated side. You can see I got a lot of mud buildup, dust, dirt, definitely water spots. It is caked. This is something we have to deal with on a regular basis here in Hawaii. Water spots are just part of living here, and they are gnarly. So we always have to do water spot removals, whether it's coated or not. So just to recap, this one's DIY plastics and gel coat. This one is HCC. This one's clean by pan. And this one is HCC with plastics. And then we've got DIY, HCC, and clean by pan. So let me go ahead and put the camera on my head so I can be hands-free. And let's pick out our weapon for the day. We're gonna go with this guy to start. And one of the things I'm most interested in is some of these claims about self-cleaning. So what I'm gonna do is kind of flood the panels and see what kind of, oh, I've had stronger streams. See what kind of water behavior we get. First with just the flooding, and then second with the wash. And so what we want to see is the dust removal, which so far on both of these clean by pan and HCC, we are getting great dust removal. None of those two claim to be self-cleaning except for DIY. So let's see if we in fact do get a self-cleaning. Will this clean itself? That's the big question. With just water, because I'm going to assume that's what self-cleaning means. And I can tell you just with a quick rinse, some of the dust is in fact coming off, but not on the one you would think it would. So let's just take a quick look if you can get it on the camera. Clean by pan actually is fairly clean. A lot of the dust has been removed with just the water. Same with HCC, fairly good. In fact, DIY is the least amount of dirt removal from just a rinse, but we're not gonna judge it off that. So let me go ahead and turn on the pressure washer. Let me give it some more water, because I think I'll get a better stream. There we go. Maybe the stream wasn't hard enough. So you can see right here where I ran my finger. If I see the word self-cleaning, what I really want to see is that dirt being removed with just water, which is something I'm not really seeing all that well. But we are getting great sheeting with dirt on there. That's good to see. Everything's got nice tight beads. Let me go ahead and put the nozzle on. And let's give this a go. So, this is first rinse. Everything's beading really nice. Clean by pan is beading fantastic. This is exactly what we want to see. HCC is beading really well. You can see I got a little bit of a drip mark there. And then we have DIY Detail right here. Now this is the first time I'm using a pressure washer wand like this. I just ordered it. Some of you may see ads on it online. It's cool, it's gimmicky. I really bought this because I like the way that it looked, but to be honest with you, it does not have the pressure I would like. All right, sadly I did not have my phone on airplane mode while I was doing this, so somebody called and I had to stop the video. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and pick up where we left off. So start foaming this thing down. Just getting her foamed up. All right, there we go. We got her foamed up and ready for a scrubbing. So, like I said, it's been about 2 weeks since we did this install, so I'm not really anticipating seeing any kind of crazy wear or anything like that right off the bat. What we should see once we get done washing is everything beading really nicely, everything sheeting. As you can already start to tell, the HCC is actually sheeting significantly faster than both of these two coatings. Pan's Clean is actually doing it a lot better than DIY, but DIY is almost having no separation whatsoever. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it again in the middle and let that one get a head start above the other two. I'm gonna go ahead and rub the rest of the car with the towel and see what kind of action we get when we're done. So, passenger side door is looking good. Oh, it's not happy with me that I'm touching it. She's like, get away from me. You don't have a key in your pocket. What I like about Clean by Pan is when I put the soap on it, you definitely see that separation happen. That's something I like to see. That's kind of tells me that a coating is going to be nice and strong. So again, coming back here, this one has completely sheeted off the soap. Clean by Pan has done a pretty good job, but it still has some soap onto it. And DIY, very, very minimal separation for the soap. So if that means anything to you, there you have it. If I had to grade them, I would say 1, 2, and 3 in regards to that. And usually for me, I think that's just a good expression of hydrophobicity and its ability to reject chemicals, which is something you want in a coating. You want a coating that can really resist chemicals or repel them. Because let's face it, chemicals are usually the biggest killer of coatings. Not washing your car, not taking care of it in a good way, of course, will start that process, but not taking care of it usually leads to people having to use harsher chemicals to clean and take care of the things that they wouldn't have to do if they had regular maintenance, but that damages the coating. So everything actually looks real good on the side. So far, like I said, I think Pans and mine have a lot better soap dispersion than DIY. Let's go ahead and change this nozzle out. And start rinsing. And I'm not going to bore you guys with washing the entire rest of the car, but I will bore you with this section. All right, let's see. All right. I can tell you right now, I don't love this pressure washer wand. For me, it's just not strong enough. I've got a 3000 PSI pressure washer, so it's not the pressure washer. It's definitely the nozzle. All right, so after the rinse, one thing I look for is, do the water beads do what that was doing right there? So let me show you that again. You see how they kind of stick on oblong-y type shapes? Sometimes that is an indicator that there's a water spot behind. And you can actually really see that expression on the tape line. And that'll generally tell you before you've dried the car if you do in fact have water spots or you don't. So far everything's looking pretty good, like it doesn't. Also, what'll happen is the water will sit in the same spot. So when water runs down, you'll see a water sit on one spot, and that'll tell you whether or not there's actually a water spot there or not. So the hood's looking good. Here in Hawaii, that's usually a good indicator, or that's usually one of the places where you're gonna get water spots first, because obviously the water sits on top of the paint. So if you remember, I did not coat up here. We have raw paint right there. And then here we have, just to go over it again, we got pan, 8-year. We're looking really good here. Seeing what we want to see. Same with HCC, we're looking real good. Here's the two side by side. And then we got DIY. And everything here is looking really good. My only complaint during this video is this really cool pressure washer wand I got. This is my first time using it, and I will tell you, it does not have the power transfer that I am looking for. I was hoping this was gonna be a lot better than that, but it was not. So there we have it. There's 2 weeks in the making. Let me do it again. Water. There's the water behavior for all the coatings. If I had to judge them all, I would say that these two are better than this one. These two to me seem to be just slightly better, and I think we're going to see that translate into the longevity of these coatings once we start getting to, month 1, month 2, month 3. That's where we're going to really see if these things shine or they don't. So that's it for this week. I'm going to go ahead and finish washing my car. I'm not going to bore you guys with that, but stay tuned and we'll do this again in another week or two. Bye. All right, we are done. I'm drying off the car. And I just want to show you the difference between the coatings here. So initially, before the wash, which I think is interesting, Pans was really dark, along with Undrdog HCC. DIY detail, not so much. But after the wash, this one and this one look a lot alike. And the one in the middle here, which is Undrdog HCC, you can tell it's a lot darker. It's got more depth to it. So just something that's a little interesting. We'll be watching for that over the course of this experiment. But other than that, everything looks wonderful. There's no water spots. I don't see any major etching, anything like that, which is really good. We would hope to not see any of that right off the bat. Like I said, it's been about 2 weeks and it's been rained on. It's got salt spray on it. It's had all kinds of things thrown at it, so it's definitely not been taken easy. So anyway, thanks for watching. There you have it.